Hi sweethearts. First thing, I'm so sorry for the quality of this video. The light is super bad. The light that I have here inside, it's not good. Only one lamp works, the other one unfortunately doesn't work, and even though I tried the one on the hallway, it doesn't give enough light here, and natural light, it's already past sunset, so it's not much natural light that it will come. So I apologize for the very bad light quality. Now today I want to talk just about a dream, so it's more like a story time video. So I published it on my Instagram regarding this dream, and I think it's pretty cool dream that I had, and I just want to quickly analyze it with you guys. So I've been thinking quite often, I think from years ago, about making a deal with the devil, making a pact with the devil. And initially my thought came because I started playing the violin when I was a teenage, and I love the instrument. And actually the reason why I wanted to play the violin, it was because after hearing the Devil's Thrill, I completely fell in love with this song, with this melody, and my dream was to actually learn to play this. Now the Devil's Thrill is actually one of the hardest violin pieces ever, and even though there's some violinists that can play it, they can't play it with the difficulty or like the way of Tartini played it. But this is not about the violin. Well, kind of, but the thing is, when I heard that piece, I wanted to get the composition on the music notes and see if I could try. Of course I never tried, because it also, I tried, but I could never play it because it also required to quite an advanced level of violin, and I can't even do a vibrato with my hands. So reason because of my wrist. So I have a really bad wrist condition which affect on my skill or performance for violin playing. So unfortunately it hurts a lot to play the violin because of the position. So my hands get kind of like frozen, so I can't move them after a while, and then it hurts a lot to play violin. And for playing violin you have to practice quite a lot, like hours and every day, and I couldn't do this. So when I read about Tartini, on how he managed to get the Devil's Thrill, it said that in a dream the devil came to him and he played this beautiful piece, and then as soon as Tartini woke up, he tried to write it, depending on what he remembered listening to, and that's how they say Tartini made a pact with the devil so he could compose this amazing piece, one of the hardest on violin history. So I always said, because I love the violin, I love that piece, and I always said no, I always thought and wanted to actually make a deal with the devil so I could play the violin, because I love the instrument but I have no talent, or to be honest, I have no wrist for it. But yeah, I always thought about it, kind of dream about it, not for real, like daydreaming. And then I always read or like to hear stories about people who have pacts with the devil, and I always found it interesting how it comes into dreams to people. Anyways, a few days ago I actually had the amazing dream. I say amazing just on the way that it was so vivid. So I had this dream that I actually made a pact with the devil, and funny thing is that I don't remember enough. Like, I don't remember completely what was the deal about. So I don't know if I actually made a deal so I could play the violin or not, but I think I didn't, which is really weird, because that was always my wish. But I think we made a deal so I could become influential, like make an impact in the world, you know? Like I always, when I was a kid and I was asked what I wanted to be in the future, I always say that I wanted to be like Michelangelo or like Da Vinci. I wanted to do something important, something that I could be remembered for, like leave a legacy behind me. And years passed and I just didn't mind to be a nobody. But yeah, it seems like I made this deal with him that I will become influential, I will become someone who leave like a positive legacy. But I don't know exactly what was about, what kind of impact am I going to do, or on which way am I going to be influential or leave or be known as. So that I don't remember. Now I don't remember exactly how the dream started. What I can remember is that I think initially I saw him like the goat kind of image, but not like the typical goat. I think it was like, I think there is a piece, like there is an art piece that there is like a goat which symbolizes of course the devil, and he's playing the violin. And I think I see him like that. I will try to find the picture and put it somewhere. And so I saw him like that. And even the way he was dressed very Victorian. And he had a really nice shirt or blouse. And he has such a nice details. And I think it was kind of like a lavender. I would say it was kind of lavender color. It was beautiful and it felt so soft. And I was in front of a mirror, or there was a mirror like next to me, and we talk and we make the deal, and then I had to shake his hand. And I gaze on the reflection, and on the reflection I don't see him anymore as the goat. I see him as a human. And when I look at him again, I see him again as just like a human. So I don't see the goat anymore, I just see him like a man. And it was super interesting. I can't remember exactly how he looked. I remember his hand was very man-like but very delicate as well. I will always say maybe like a pianist kind of hands. I love pianist hands. They are like long fingers and quite style, like not style, like they're like quite fine, like refined hands. I have no idea exactly how to describe it. It's such a weird fetish that I have with hands. I will try to put a picture of hands, a pair of hands that I really like, somewhere there. And yeah, hands like that. And but it would make sense, right? Like they say, I don't remember exactly where I read it, but they said that the violin is an instrument from the devil. So, but then I thought, if the devil created the violin, if he plays the violin, then he has amazing taste, because the violin is beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful instruments. Super hard, but completely beautiful. Like every time I heard the violin, I just feel like crying. It's just like, I don't know, it just shakes my soul, my heart. It's just, I don't know, it's just, woo, I don't know how to express it. But anyways, it's not about violin. So I shake his hand. His hand felt quite soft, and he wasn't like, I think, well, he had kind of like white skin, I guess, kind of more golden, maybe, kind of a between like gold and white skin, like pale gold, a between. yeah, he had nice skin color. And so we shake hands, we make the deal, and I was like super overwhelmed at the same time. And what I feel like it was most amazing, it was that I didn't feel any fear. So I see him initially as the goat, but I don't feel threatened, I don't feel afraid, I don't feel like negative, like nothing negative. You know, when you meet someone and they're not like good, and you feel like this person, I'm not sure, like the vibe that this person meets is not like good. You just feel like anxious and like a knot inside you. He didn't give me anything like that on my dream, like no feeling like that whatsoever. I just felt super calm, I felt super safe. Yeah, it just gave me such a nice feeling to be like next to him. I didn't feel unsafe at all, I didn't feel like darkness or anything like that. It felt like he understood me, like, yeah, it felt like so much like he completely understood me. And you know how they say that if you made a pact with the devil, you give your soul in exchange? So I didn't feel, or I don't remember offering my soul, but maybe I did and I don't remember. But I don't remember him asking me to offer anything in return. So I found that interesting, but maybe it's just a detail of the dream that I can't remember. Now, analyzing a little bit this dream, I think I saw him as a goat because recently I just been reading about Baphomet and why the devil it is portrayed as a goat, and why goats are portrayed as evil on Bible and other Asian books or somewhere else. I think Bible mainly, because I think goats are kind of cute. They have weird eyes, but they're kind of cute, and they're kind of, I don't know, dumb or like silly. They're funny, but they're not. I feel bad that they are like portrayed as evil. Even I remember on a film, The Witch, I think, the black goat was like Satan, and yeah. But I feel it wasn't fair for the goat, because the goat actually is kind of cute. So I'm going somewhere else here. So anyways, I think that that's why I saw him like it's a goat at the beginning, because I just been reading about that, and because I also finished like watching Sabrina a while ago, and just a few days ago. And maybe it kind of just associated, and maybe it was just my brain thinking about that, and then just subconsciously just placing it like that, and like the meeting in that way. Now, like I said, it felt very real, like it feels more like a memory kind of than a dream. Would I say that it did happen? Did it happen? I don't know. I think it would be cool if it happened, honestly. I don't discard the idea, because like I say, Tartini and many others, Paganini, and now I can't remember all the names, but a lot of other figures, artists, have made the deal with him through dreams, and they become successful, or they create masterpieces. So maybe it could be. So I'm not going to discard the idea that it might have happened, but I also not going to discard the idea that it maybe was just a dream, that it came just as a consequence of me reading and watching things related with Satan and witchcraft and etc. So I think it's just been I think it's just a really interesting dream. It was so vivid, so it's even now it still feels very memory-like more than dream-like. You know, there are dreams that you know is a dream, and even if you remember, you know that you're remembering a dream. However, this dream felt more like I'm just remembering an actually event, not that it was a dream. That it just, the way it felt, it was so real. Like, I even will say that there was a smell to this dream. Like I said, I could touch his hand, so I know how soft his hand was, and I could perceive that. I could touch briefly when shaking his hand. Like I said, he was wearing this blouse that it has some like details like on the sleeves that when doing like this, I could touch like this satin, or what is it, the word? Is it satin? Is it? What's the material? Seda. Probably I will come up with a term later. I know that in Spanish is seda, so I don't know in English, but I will probably write it somewhere here when I come up with the word. So I could feel the fabric of his clothing. I could hear the movements, my movements, and then I could perceive the luminosity of the room where we were. There was like a mirror, there was a window. It wasn't a room that I usually am in. I think I have never been in this room before, so I know that it's not a physical place that I have been, but it was this beautiful, nice place as well, but it wasn't a familiar place. So, but I can, yeah, I just, like, all my all my five senses can remember a perception of this dream or this event. So it's amazing because I think it is the most vivid dream I have ever had. So I posted this on Instagram, and I was told that, oh, maybe it did happen. Like, oh yeah, no, it did happen. And it will be like, oh, it will be cool. So she's like, oh, I just analyze it more because it did happen. Again, I'm not going to discard the fact that it might have happened, just because somehow part of me really wants to believe it. Especially I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared at all. So if it did happen, I would like it to be real. Yeah. But if it didn't happen, it was just a dream. Honestly, it's one of the most amazing dreams that I have had. Not only for what it was about, but like I said, my five senses have a perception or like a memory of this dream. My five senses perceive the situation on that moment, that dream, in such a real manner. It is amazing. Yeah, I don't have anything else to analyze really, but it is one of the most real dreams, and yeah, quite an amazing dream or an amazing event. Part of me really wants to believe that it happened. So thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry for the light, horrible, sorry for going off topic so many times, and see you next time. Bye.